हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात्। ओम महत्प्रधान पुरुष कालरूपिणे सच्चिदानंद स्वरूपिणे नमो नारायणे हरि। आज्ञा चक्र। We have 7 energy centers in our body, aligned in a straight line perpendicular to the earth. These energy centers are the centers of consciousness. Wherever our consciousness, in which chakra this consciousness is centered, there the energy rushes and that center gets activated. The 7 chakras are, to start with, Mooladhara chakra. That is the lowest chakra below our navel. That chakra has got to do with our desire for things of the earth, the pleasures of the body, food, sex, interest for procreation. This Mooladhara chakra is the earth center. Above the Mooladhara chakra, the second chakra energy center is Swadhisthana. This is the Jala chakra, lunar. Moon is the sign. Above the earth is this water, and above this water comes Manipura, the fire. Whenever our consciousness is centered on this Manipura, one becomes energetic, very active. And above this Manipura is this, above the Swadhisthana is the Manipura, and above the Manipura is the Anahata. Anahata is the Vayu chakra, vapor. Just as the heat vaporizes the water, the Anahata chakra represents the Vayu. Above the Vayu chakra, above the Anahata, is the Vishuddha. It is in our throat. It is in our throat, in our voice center. Whenever consciousness is centered on this Vishuddha chakra, one becomes an artist, a singer, a painter. Creativity blooms. And above this Vishuddha is the Ajna chakra, in between the eyebrows. This Ajna chakra is the subject of our discussion, contemplation today. Antarchakshur Bhruvor Madhya. This Ajna chakra is also called the third eye of Shiva. Third eye for everybody. Everybody is Shiva only. Wherever one consciousness is pure, he represents the Shiva. Chidananda Rupoham Shivoham Shivoham. So Ajna chakra is the third eye, which burns up all the desires for worldly objects, Just as Shiva opened his third eye and burnt up the Manmata, this representing the force, the power of energy, the power of sex and the power of the urge for enjoyment for the worldly object. So also this our Ajna Chakra, when our consciousness is centered on this Ajna Chakra, our desires for worldly objects, they all burn away. After all the world of objects only can give us sensations, and one who experiences the sensation is the consciousness. The earth contains matter. Matter is again made of all these molecules, atoms, and everything is, they're all forms of different forms of energy. Ultimate form of this matter is energy. Above this Mooladhara is the Swadhisthana, is the water. Even water is made out of earthly elements, hydrogen and oxygen, H2O, that is also made of atoms. And above the Swadhisthana is the Manipura, the energy, the fire. It is only the fire which defies the gravity, and that is the Urja that moves up the all things, all matter above itself, above the, beyond the pull of the gravity of the earth. That means beyond the, takes away the person from the desire to pure consciousness. Once a person overcomes the attraction of these worldly objects, worldly things, matter which contains only sensation of sight, sound, touch, taste and smell, he becomes almost free from these worldly things. So then the creativity takes over. So the Anahat is the heart center, and heart is the seat of the soul, and soul represents the pure energy and consciousness. Everything is energy and consciousness. This our Nadi, Sushumna, which runs perpendicular to the earth, starts from the Mooladhara, rises up, passes through Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Ajna, and then the Sahasrara. Our efforts to raise the Kundalini, the source of energy and consciousness, is only up to Vishuddha. And when our mind focus rises up to the Ajna Chakra, the mind becomes consciousness, because mind being the content of all the worldly things, the desire for worldly objects is burnt away, only pure consciousness is left. Now this pure consciousness is the master of all this, whole of this time, space, and all the world of objects, bodies, and beings. Now when our consciousness is focused in our Ajna Chakra, we are totally focused. All the body organs obey this Ajna, the master of this consciousness of the mind is absent, the place of mind is taken over by consciousness, and all the body organs, our sensory organs, are focused, and the body starts functioning in a perfect order. It is my own experience I am 80 plus. When I am walking, I have no balance. Even a slight unevenness or slight impact from any direction makes me fall. But whenever I walk, go out, I focus my mind in between the eyebrows, that is on the Ajna CHAKRA, and all the body organs obey, and I walk without falling. Antarchakshur bhruvor madhye. The consciousness makes the path free for the flow of energy. As already explained, when we are conscious, we are not hurt. Suppose we put our step where without being aware that there is a drop of 6 inches, we may feel fall and break our back and bones. Consciously, if we jump even 10 feet, nothing will happen to us, because the energy, the protective energy in our body rushes to the place of impact and resists the impact and protects the body from all damages. When we are not attentive, somebody comes and hits on our arms, our arm, our hand may break. But if we ask a person to hit with all the force on our hand, nothing will happen, because we are aware, we are conscious that a hit is there, impact is going to fall on our arm, and the protective energy rushes to protect the impact from any damage to our body. So the consciousness is a great protector. The consciousness protects the body till death. From the moment we come out from the wombs of our mother, we are one with our vital force prana and one with the prajna. It is what we call our own. Nothing else in this world we can call our own. Even the body is not our own, because the body functions on its own, guided by the supreme order. The supreme creator controls all the functions of the body organs. It is the Supreme Lord who controls our breathing, the birth. When we take birth, when we are going to die, we do not know. It is the seer through the eye, it is the hearer through the ears, it is the smeller through the nose, and that is the digester of all the foods. So the prana is the energy. Prana prajnananda swarupane namo narayane harihi. Mukhya prananthargata Sri Hari. So Sri Hari Narayana, the Parabrahma, who is the creator of this universe, he is the Lord of this earth, Lord of the Panchabhutas, Bhumir Apo Anala Vayuhu Kammano Buddhirevacha. All these Ashtadhatus, 8 factors of the Prakriti, that is earth, water, fire, space, mind, intellect and ego, they are all factors of the Prakriti. And as you know, the Prakriti is Jada. They do not have the energy of its own. The air doesn't have the energy of its own. The fire doesn't have the energy of its own. Mere air movement in our body, mere breathing in our body does not make us alive. For the very air to become a breathe in and breathe out, the Uchvas and Nishvas, energy is required. Everything requires energy. And this prana, the Paramatma's nature of prana and prajna, comes with consciousness. Matter contains energy, and this energy is without consciousness. But the divine energy, what we call Atma, consists of prana, the energy, and also the accompanied by consciousness. It is just like the lamp and the brightness. Wherever there is prana, there is prajna, there is consciousness. Only living beings have got consciousness. The dead bodies have no consciousness. When the prana leaves the body becomes a decaying matter. It is dead. It is not conscious. But only the living things, living beings are conscious. And this consciousness is what makes the difference between the animals and the human beings. For the human beings, these chakras, the Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, and Ajna, and at the tip, on the center of on the top of our head is the Sahasrara. They all lie vertically, one above the other, perpendicular to the earth. Whereas for the animals, the spinal cord, which is the carrier of this energy, runs parallel to the earth. They are endowed only with Muladhara, only with the instincts of sex, food, self-protection, self-procreation, and self. They don't have any idea of consciousness, power of discretion. They know only urge for sex, urge for food, and urge to protect themselves. Only these three instincts are endowed for the animals, whereas only the human being who is provided with the spinal cord running perpendicular to the earth, starting from below the navel up to the head in a straight line. So it is necessary we should sit for meditation, dhyan in a straight line, so that the kundalini, the energy center, the consciousness moves up. Our effort is only till the kundalini comes up to the eyebrow, to Ajna chakra. Ajna chakra is where the consciousness is centered. Then once our consciousness, once our mind is centered in this Ajna chakra, it is burnt of all contents and it becomes pure consciousness. And afterward there is nothing we have to do. A person who is totally conscious, who is filled with energy, is filled with joy, and is filled with total knowledge. It is the consciousness that penetrates. It is the Vishnu. Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryaha. Vishnu is the God of consciousness, and the supreme state of consciousness pervades everywhere. It is Jyotisham Jyoti, it is fire of the fire, and it burns up all the matter. After all matter, all impurities are matter only. Our desire for world is the desire for matter. Our desire for matter is desire for impurity. Why we call matter impurity? Because it continuously undergoes changes and ultimately reduced to nothing. They are all subjected to the vagaries of time and space. That is why all our desires are futile. Jnana is necessary to know, understand this futility of desire. Suppose we desire an object, desire something in what that desired object is separated from us by time and space. We have to work for it, we have to struggle for it. The desired object is somewhere unknown, we have to find it and we have to reach that. So by the time we reach the source of our desired object, by the time we reach the desired object, the time has elapsed. In that time, the desired object has changed. All its qualities have changed. The desirer has changed. We have changed ourselves. We have moved from middle age to old age, from youth to middle age, from childhood to middle age to youth to old age, and all the desire has changed, the desired object has changed, and the desire itself appears to be meaningless. So the desire is changed. So all our desires remain futile because everything is a flow in this universe. Eternal flow. This world is eternal flow of sights and sounds, and there is nothing permanent in this world. So there is nothing we can hold on to it, and only what is ours is our prana and prajna. What we take it into our system is the food, which is another form of the Supreme Creator, who is the source of energy, who maintains this body, and this body is the source, it is the means for experiencing this divine. This body makes us realize the prana, the divine power of the Supreme Lord, and also this body makes us realize, understand the prajna, the consciousness of the Supreme Lord. But for this body, we would not be knowing what is prana and prajna, and we would not be knowing what is this world and what is this experience and what is creator and what is the enjoyer. We are only enjoyers, we are the anubhavi. And what is common with the anubhavi and the sakshi is the consciousness. There is a very beautiful mantra in the Rig Veda, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vriksham Parishasvayate Tayoranyam Swadhyat Abhachakshiti. Two birds of the same type sitting on the same branch of the same tree. One is engaged in the enjoyment, or one is absorbed in the enjoyment of the fruit of the tree, and the other is just seeing, observing. So the observing bird is the Paramatma, the Creator. He is just observing, he is only purely witnessing consciousness. Whereas the Jivatma, sitting in the dough of the same nature of Paramatma, is absorbed in enjoying the fruits of this world. He also, the fruit, the enjoyment turns into misery, suffering, and the Jivatma identifying itself with the body and with the objects of the world, that is the cause of its suffering. So when the consciousness is focused in between the eyebrows, only the pure consciousness remains, and all our desires and movement for these worldly objects, aspirations for worldly objects is burnt up, and our vision becomes very clear. The pure knowledge comes out from these pure states of consciousness. Hari Om Tat Sat.